Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gophers, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mark Roden, and today we are going over the 10 most slept on BMWs that the world has to offer. The name of the title is probably going to be something different, like the most slept on BMWs, and it's not going to say top 10 because apparently YouTube doesn't push out top 10 videos anymore. They don't like them for some reason, so we're going to stop calling them top 10s from now on. So if you guys see something that's like, oh, very cheap cars that are under 5K, just know that it's probably a top 10, and I just didn't name it top 10 just like this video. Just a little FYI. But anyway, guys, if you want to support the channel any more than you already are, head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop to pick yourself up a hat, a shirt, or some shorts. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. All right, so coming in at the number 10 spot is the BMW 3.0 CSL. Son, I just got a Facebook Marketplace notification. That's what that sound was. Anyways, this car was a literal race car, and it's kind of the reason why I put it at the number 10 spot. It's actually one of my favorite BMWs of all time. Probably is my favorite BMW of all time, to be honest with you, except that it is kind of loved. I gotta be honest. It's not super underrated, so that's why I put it at the number 10 spot. But it comes with a 3-liter inline-six, making 206 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, obviously, because BMW is freaking sick, and they make like every single one of their cars rear-wheel drive. I absolutely love that about BMW. BMW is one of my favorite freaking car brands of all time. I want to put it out there really quickly. I think it probably is my favorite besides maybe Nissan, but I just love them so much. And the reason why is because they're such enthusiast cars. They always have a manual transmission, they always have rear-wheel drive, and they're always fast as hell. And the 3.0 CSL was no different. Coming in at number 9 is the new BMW Z4. In case you don't know, yeah, they came out with another Z4. It's incredibly forgettable, and nobody talks about this car when they absolutely should. It's actually a really good car. If you like the Mark V Supra, you'll like this. It's literally the exact same car, except this is a convertible. That's it. That's the only difference between them. So, and some people like convertibles. I don't, but some people do. So there you go. It comes with a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline-six, making 382 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. That's awesome. 382 horsepower in a BMW straight six going to the rear wheels is a fun combination. On top of that, I'm pretty sure they did offer this with the manual transmission as well. So if you want to still drive a manual in 2022, this is one of the only cars on the market that you can do it in. I absolutely love that, man. It's like BMW is one of the last car brands to like give up on the whole manual gas powered combination, and I give them credit for it. Coming in at the number 8 spot is the BMW M5 E39. This is, I think, the 4th generation 5 Series, if I'm not mistaken, and it is actually insane. Like, I don't think you understand how crazy the E39 M5 was when it came out. Let me just blow your freaking marbles back into your head real quick. The car comes with a 4.9 liter V8 that made 394 horsepower going to the rear wheels with a manual transmission. That is back in the year 2000, friend. The year I was born, you had 394 horsepower coming from a BMW. This was the fastest, hands down, sedan of all time when it came out. That is freaking nuts. And I'm pretty sure still to this day, the new M5 is now the fastest sedan. BMW kind of loves making fast sedans, and that's great. It's freaking awesome. Mercedes, guys, what are you doing? If you like Mercedes better than BMW, how? This car's literally just faster. Number 7 is the BMW 1M. Every time I talk about the 1M, or any really 1 Series, because I also have the 135i, in case you were wondering, that's also a very good platform. But every time I talk about this one, I always say that it's like the M2 before the M2 became a thing. Like, everybody knows and loves the M2 because it's like a pocket-sized 3 Series, right? It's a more handling, but a little bit slower 3 Series. Well, that's exactly what the freaking 1M was, friend. Okay, it's awesome. The car came with a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline-six, making 335 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, actually. They gave you the option to choose between either one. And the freaking, the motor that's in it is actually the N54, but has more horsepower. It's literally a stronger N54. Now, it is a lot more expensive than if you were to buy like a 335i, but still, it's got an N54 that's literally stronger. That's just amazing. Coming in at the number 6 spot is one of the most controversial BMWs ever made, I think, for sure. A lot of people actually think this is like one of the ugliest BMWs ever made, and I completely disagree. But it is the BMW Z3M. This is like before they came out with the like the whole like every car is going to become an M car thing. This is like one of the ones that they were first like, hey, you know, we don't have to just make our sedans M cars. Why don't we do it with something else randomly? And so that's what they did. It came with a 3.2 liter inline six, making 321 horsepower going to the rear wheels. And now here's the thing. A lot of people are like, well, it looks like a clown shoe. And they are right. It does look a little weird. And I can totally see the clown shoe comparison. It actually does kind of look like a clown shoe. But in my opinion, it still looks good. Like, just because it looks like a clown shoe, they still kind of nailed it with the looks, especially the convertible ones. Now, I know that you can't get a Z3M convertible, but still, like, the convertible ones are freaking sick too. The car's freaking sick. I love it. Number 5 is the BMW M6 F13. In my opinion, the M6 BMWs are the most underrated freaking BMW platform in the world. Everybody loves the 3 Series, everybody loves the 4 Series, everybody even loves the 2 Series, and the 5 Series are even kind of getting loved a lot. But no one talks about the freaking 6 Series, and it blows me away. This thing is crazy. It comes with a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8, making 553 horsepower going to the rear wheels. That is one of the fastest, notice I said one of the fastest BMW models ever made. 553 horsepower is absolutely nuts. And because nobody loves them, you can buy one of these things for less than $50,000. Less than $50,000 and you have supercar levels of speed with like German luxury levels of interior. That is great. And they look incredible. Do not tell me I'm wrong there. They look great. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to the BMW 335i E90. I know what you're thinking. Mark, no 335i is underrated. Everybody loves the 335i. Everybody knows it's great. Yeah, they do, if you're talking about the E92, but nobody ever talks about the E90 because it's a little bit uglier than the E92. That's literally the only reason why, and it's the exact same thing. It comes with the same freaking motor, the 3 liter twin turbocharged inline 6, making 300 horsepower going to the rear wheels or all wheels, called the N54. It's the same motor that was in the E92 335i that everybody knows and loves, but now this time it's a sedan. That's the only difference. And everybody's like, oh, well, I don't want that. I want this one, just because it's a coupe. You can buy an E90 335i for like $2,000 to $3,000 less than the E92 just because people don't like the sedan. And to be honest with you, I kind of do like the looks of the sedan. I think they look really good, especially when modified. So ball out. If you want a 335i N54 powered car, but you want to spend as little money as possible, buy this thing. Coming in at 3rd place is going to the BMW 740iL E38. This is the only 7 Series on this list because I freaking love them. I don't really like the rest of the 7 Series, but for some reason this one just does a little something for me. They're pretty cool, right? They're also like kind of like powerful, surprisingly. You would expect like a luxury car to not be powerful, but it is. It comes with a freaking 4.4 liter V8, making 282 horsepower going to the rear wheels. And now, yeah, that's not that powerful in today's standards, but keep in mind, this is a car from the 90s, and it was making close to 300 horsepower. And it was a luxury car, too. It wasn't even meant to be like a sports car. That is awesome. That's the power of BMW. Every one of their cars is going to be something cool, whether it's luxury or speed or a combination of both. It's going to be cool. And on top of that, these things, when they're like slammed on the ground, just look absolutely incredible. So I had to put it at the number 3 spot, and no one talks about them. Coming in at 2nd place is going to my personal favorite BMW of all time, the BMW M635csi E24. Yes, I know that name is longer than the freaking Bible, but it's a cool car, okay? This shark fin or shark nose, whatever they call them. Oh my god, it just looks so good, dude. They also are pretty fast too, especially for their time. They came with a 3.5 liter BMW straight 6, baby, making 280 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive. Keep in mind, that is a car from the 80s making close to 300 horsepower. That's nuts. And it still came with a manual transmission, and in my opinion has one of the best looks of all time. Now, the rear end of it is a little bit boring, but the front end makes up for it in so many ways. It just looks so freaking good. On top of that, they are pretty fast. You can modify them and you can slam them on the ground, and the hood opens up the wrong way. For some reason, when cars do that, I freaking love it. But first place for today, no, there is no honorable mention. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to keep it straight. 10 cars and not like try to bullshit you guys at all. But first place today is the BMW 850 CSI E31. This thing, it's kind of this car is a BMW where if you do know that it exists, you love it, and you're probably like, that's not underrated. But if you don't know it exists, then it is incredibly underrated because it is probably one of the best BMWs ever made. They came with a 5.6 liter V12, making 372 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive. This was every 8 Series BMW is really great. Obviously, the new M8 everybody loves. It's like a modern supercar. Well, this was a supercar when it came out too. It's literally just incredible in every way. And yes, like I said before, if you do know that it exists, you're probably like, well, I know that the car exists and I love it with all my heart. But the problem is, no one knows it exists in the first place. Nobody talks about them, so nobody even knows it's out there. Once you learn about them, sure, it's like hard to forget that they exist because they're such great cars. But it's the learning about them part that makes it so hard. So I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't know that this car exists, do some research on it. It is such a sick freaking car. Yes, they do cost like $5 million to buy one, but they're awesome. I love them. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. We are absolutely doing insane numbers recently, by the way, guys. Yesterday's video was at like 10,000 views before the freaking day is up. It hasn't even been 24 hours and you guys have gotten it to 10,000 views. Blows my freaking mind. It's great. Thank you guys so much. I am trying to get a new daily driver. I know I mentioned this every video and I still don't have one for you, but it is coming. I kind of have to wait for other people to be able to give me a ride. That's the big issue, because I obviously, if I go down there to pick something up, then I need to drive it back, and I can't drive it back alone. I can't like do like I put one leg in that car and one leg in the other car. I can't do that. I could try, but it won't go that well. So I am trying to get one though. It's most likely going to be something I've talked about on this channel quite a bit. Let's just leave it at that. This car has been on the channel. It's been in my top 10s. It's been in a lot of my videos. I do hype it up a lot. I do love the car a lot. Just let's just keep it at that. Also, no, let's just keep it. I was about to say something else, so I'll give it too much of a hint. Let's just keep it at that, though. All right, we'll keep it there. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, das vidania, and have a nice night.